Good day, I am William Theo, and this is PTV News Now. The U.S. government is heading for a shutdown on October 1st. This if the Republican-controlled House of Representatives can't strike a deal or can't coalesce around a dozen spending bills that have so far divided the party. VOA's Arash Arabasadi has more.
In less than 1 week, the U.S. government will shut down if Congress can't come to agreements on spending bills that have so far exposed divisions within the Republican Party. A group of ultra-right-wing conservatives has threatened mutiny against and the ouster of House Speaker Kevin McCarthy following a spending compromise between him and President Joe Biden earlier this year to avoid defaulting on the nation's debt.
This is because Republicans on the Hill can't even agree among themselves. And remember, Kevin McCarthy and Speaker McCarthy and President Biden made a deal. And that deal was tough for all sides. Frankly, it was tough for our department. It meant cutting back on some things we wanted to do, some funds we were going to use to improve roads and bridges and airports. But we accepted that because that was the deal that was made earlier this year. And now all we're doing is asking them to live up to that deal.
That same group of Republicans who are members of the controlling party in the House of Representatives wants deep cuts to domestic spending as well as to U.S. support for Ukraine in its ongoing war against invading Russia. President Biden last week welcomed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to the White House after the two spoke at the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Biden pledged continued and unwavering support to Ukraine.
The people of Ukraine are steeled for this struggle ahead. And the United States is going to continue to stand with you.
McCarthy left $300 million of funding for Ukraine in an embattled defense spending bill before the House of Representatives. It's something unlikely to endear his far-right flank.
I'll bet on Kevin McCarthy any day, and we certainly have time yet to go. But he's in a very difficult position because the holdouts keep saying to Kevin McCarthy, don't bring bipartisan bills to the floor. We don't want you to use Democrat votes to try to avert a shutdown. But they're using Democrat votes to try to cause a shutdown. And these individuals, these Republican holdouts, are voting with Nancy Pelosi against Republican bills that have been brought to the floor.
McCarthy's party holds a slim majority in the House. Even as few as 5 Republican defectors are enough to derail any legislation the majority attempts to pass. Lawmakers who spent the weekend away from Washington returned Tuesday to try again to avert a government shutdown, which will happen at 12:01 a.m. October 1st if lawmakers fail to agree on even a short-term funding bill. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.
Meanwhile, the United States prosecutors have charged Senator Bob Menendez of bribery together with his wife. The two allegedly took bribes from 3 New Jersey businessmen. Bribery and conspiracy charges threaten the political future of one of the United States' most influential senators. Menendez, his wife, and the businessmen Wael Hanna, Jose Uribe, and Fred Davies are all expected to appear in Manhattan Federal Court on September 27 to face charges of conspiracy to commit bribery and conspiracy to commit honest services fraud. The senator stepped down temporarily as chairman of the Senate's Foreign Relations Committee until the case is resolved. Members of the U.S. House of Representatives and other Democratic state officials called on him to resign. However, Menendez said he had no plans to resign from the Senate. In other news, archaeologists in Peru uncovered 8 mummies and pre-Inca objects while on an excavation work to expand a gas network. The site is now home to a new housing development, a road, and several popular grilled chicken restaurants. It is not the first time that the company in charge of distributing gas to the inhabitants of Peru's capital city had to suspend work because of such discoveries. This is William Theo. Stay informed, be aware, get ahead. BFU's Get the News right here.